So we have got Crespo, 96 rated, very good SBC, but he hasn't got many days to get him done. So I'm going to show you the best way how to get him done as quick as possible using as much fodder and hopefully as less real money as possible. So he has got 13 SBCs. We're going to take off 3 of them because one of them is bronze, one of them is silver, and the other one's just an 84. We technically have an 85 as well, but that requires at least a team of the season or team of the week. We then have an 86 with a team of the season / team of the week, an 88 with the same, then into the 89s with 2 of them, 2 90s, 2 91s, and finally a 92. Now, the best way is to get this done because 92s, if you've not already got them in the club, are not necessarily going to be the easiest. They most definitely will come at a little bit of a price. So let's see what the best ways to get this done is. If we are going into it, then we're going to have a look at all of the upgrades. They're going to be your best place to go. Realistically, if we are looking at Path to Glories, or Path to Glories and I suppose the Copa America, we have got a lot of fodder options in there. So when you look at someone like an Oblak, he is 96 rated. That's going to be perfect for this. We have got a lot of 25Ks that are 92. You've obviously got then a bit further down, you've got a 91 at 24 as well, but you want to go for the 92s at the minimum because 1k difference and a whole rating is going to be fantastic, and Oblak's going to be your main man there. When we look at the Copa Americas, you've obviously got Antonio at 92, 93 Borgia at 30, even Almiron, to be fair, at 44 is not going to be a bad shout for some of these SBCs. When it comes to the upgrades, we've still got the 81 player picks for the next day, which are going to be helpful, but should be replaced by 82 player picks if they follow the pattern, which is going to be perfect tomorrow to grind out. So personally, I would wait for them to come back rather than doing the 81 picks. So I would just stay away at the moment. We do then have the daily of the 85 times 5. You can do that 3 times a day for the next 5 days. And then every other day, we should have the 84 times 7. Now, this is not going to really cut into your grind, especially when you've done the 84 and 85 SBCs, because then they should technically not be bothered within there. It's going to be the 90, 91 and 92s that are going to cause the most problems. So what I would be suggesting to start with is getting your club in some sort of order. So potentially starting this tomorrow might be a decent option because you get the 82 player picks. You can do the 81s if you want, but realistically from my kind of point of view of utilizing these as fodder bases, they don't necessarily give you the highest. They normally give you a decent amount of fodder, but the 82 picks were definitely better, considerably better. So I would suggest doing that. So we get the 86. So to be fair, that's not actually terrible for just one. But when it comes to grinding out at least as many commons and as many upgrades as possible, we want to be using the exchange as much as possible. The 89 is going to be the perfect one as you do get 51 players, but we're going to have to try and spend a little bit of coins as well as then get in some fodder players as well. So for instance, if you've finished all your upgrades for today, your 85 times 5, if you've done your 84 times 7, maybe you've even done a couple of the players because some of them most definitely are going to come in as cheap beasts. You've obviously got a team of the season here for an 83 rated team. That's going to be perfect as well, and it will give you a cheeky 92 just to grind on in. Same with someone like Ryan. Even if you kind of don't wait for the upgrade, you can just go ahead and put him in. Same with these two as well. I don't think they're necessarily too high. An 84 with a team of the week, again, it's going to give you a very good player to put in, and to be honest, it's not worth waiting. Munyan, I don't think is that expensive. 86, I suppose for the later ends, a 94 is going to be great if you are willing to put them in. Same with the 96, I don't think he was that expensive at all. 187 rated team for a 96. Like I said, if you're not fussed about having the card, that's going to just be great fodder going into the SBC, and it's utilizing whatever you got really. Then also, you've obviously got rival rewards that you'll be able to have once. Because he's only got a week, it's a little bit more difficult and you've got to be very cutthroat with it, especially with all the SBCs that are coming out. Now, do I think he's worth it? I think he's a very good card. He's got he's got a very good chance to get the 4 play star plus or the 99 stat and also a 97. That is definitely a fact with them. I don't see Argentina not scoring 4 goals. So you are almost guaranteed the full upgrade for him. But when it comes to Is he worth more than Drogba? I think he's coming in, I want to say, I don't think Footbin's updated on the price yet, but I think I worked it out to about 1.3 to 1.4 mil, give or take. So he is expensive for what he is as such. Now they are obviously going off the full upgrade as well. They're going for the chance that you do get him up there. I would suggest doing all of your challenges as well. They're just going to give you potential packs that are obviously tradable in the marquee matchups and the E-Champions winner. The Path to Glory daily challenge is going to be untradeable, but could potentially give you some good rewards as well. When it comes to the objectives, they again are absolutely fantastic for rewards. So you've obviously got all of the season pass if you are grinding that out. We've still got some FC Pro, but it's not necessarily crazy. We've got the daily that we'll be able to have, so there's a decent amount of packs across the board there. You've obviously got the daily plays, which give you just fodder packs if anything, so more XP. You've then got the cup that actually gives you semi-decent rewards. It's not necessarily crazy, but it's very quick to complete as well. And then the champions bonus, which is going to be going through champs also. So if you are finished with this, then that's going to give you a few rewards depending on your level. We obviously then have got the lovely One Nation Frenzy with Germany. Also the mixed is going to give you some more XP for the season. And then obviously the season pass is, well, I think it starts at like level 8 or level 7, I think. When you get, level 6, when you get to this guy, that's when you can actually start doing that. So they're kind of just things that you can kind of run with whilst we're going through the week, because the whole point is to not necessarily burn all your bridges straight away. I would suggest trying to get as much fodder in your club, trying to kind of grind out as much as possible, and getting your daily golds done, your daily silvers and bronzes, to be able to do more picks every single time. It will take a little bit of luck to try and get 1.3 mil worth of fodder, and it will depend on what position your club's in at the moment. If it's absolutely in the mud, it might cost you a little bit. It might cost you some exchange points if you're just buying some 89s or the cheapest 89, 90, 91 to be able to be put into the exchange to then get into more player picks to hopefully get lucky with some of them Path to Glories, especially with the limited amount of days. That's going to be the hardest point. Normally you've got 30, 40, even 50 days to get these done. With it being so quickly of a turnaround, it is going to be a little bit more tough, and I don't think... I think you definitely could, with a lot of time on the game, be able to get to 1.3 mil, but it most definitely is not easy, and it is going to take a huge amount of pack luck for that to be even a thing, to be honest. So it will require that, but when it comes to grinding the kind of patterns with this, utilizing every card is going to be massive. So not doing what I'm doing and discarding everybody. It's then going to be opening, I don't know if we've got the Energizer pack yet. Okay, we got both. So utilizing them, utilizing your daily preview pack. To be honest, I've had nothing in absolutely months, so it's not necessarily the greatest way, but it's utilizing as much as you can before then spending the coins or spending the money on the game in terms of exchange and stuff like that. You can get some decent stuff from these, but realistically it is very difficult. I'm not sitting here saying you're going to get a Path to Glory from your Energizer pack. It's very far and few, and especially seems to be the way is slightly dropping on these. We're not really getting too much from them, but it gives us extra players that we can go ahead and put back in. We can get coins from them and just grind out from there. Realistically, the 82 player picks / the 81 are going to be your best friend. They are going to be the easiest options when it comes to grinding the game, and obviously grinding out as much fodder as possible. So I would suggest when it comes to kind of actually completing the SBCs, starting as high as possible. If you've got a 92 rated team, get it in there straight away, because you want to be knocking from top to bottom as much as you can. Now granted, it doesn't matter if you do the 85 before doing the first 91, because realistically you're not putting any 85s in that 91 rated SBC unless you've got like 5 All Blacks in your team. It isn't going to happen. So I would suggest trying to get these with Team of the Weeks if possible, unless you've got an abundance of Team of the Seasons left over, because you do need at least 3 of them to go into this. So I would suggest going and doing the Team of the Week pick at least 3 times to get that done. It's just going to be the best scenario for you at the moment, and then obviously trying to get these upgrades as well. When it comes to the 78 times free, personally for me, I've just not had good luck with them. They could be absolutely sensational for some people, but in terms of what I've got back, I've not been overtly happy with it. I don't think it's been as good fodder. I could possibly do this now and get a Path to Glory, and it could be incredible, but from the fair, to be fair, not many I've done. I haven't really given it a crazy shout. I've probably done give or take about 20, and I don't think we've had a single path to glory from them. Again, they could have some fodder options, but it normally isn't the case with these. So grinding out, I would start with doing all of your daily stuff, your upgrades, your challenges, your daily gold, bronze and silvers, then mixed into the player picks, or if you do fancy doing the 78 times free, by all means, give it a shot. You've got 4 days for them as well, but I would suggest player picks normally on my behalf, and then moving on to the more upgrades, and it's just really keep going with the player picks. You then put stuff into the exchange. If, for instance, you get a load of 87, 6 and 5s, but you don't need to put them into the into Crespo because you've done the bottom end SBCs, then obviously go put them into the exchange, get more packs and put them into the player picks. Then utilizing the players into then, if you want to anyway, if you want to use Sophia in there, that's going to be another perfect one for the grind. And just utilizing what you've got in your club, if you've got anything in your club. It's going to be the best way to get it done. Let me know down below if you are completing him. I personally would say maybe skip him just purely on the amount of days, unless you've got a very good amount of fodder in there, because we're going to have a lot of players in this kind of promo. There's going to be a lot of SBCs, and they aren't going to come cheap. So it is all a suggestion on what you want to do. And Crespo most definitely is going to be in the topper kind of striker list, but Drogba is just as good, and he comes in a bit cheaper and a little bit longer to complete in my opinion. So let me know down below. Make sure you do like and subscribe on this, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.